Greetings, warrior. Yes, I'm speaking to you. How do you start your day? Do you wake up and instantly grab your phone, sucked into endless scrolling before your mind even clears? If that sounds familiar, listen closely. You're surrendering control of your day right at its dawn. Most men wake up and immediately reach for their devices. Their minds are hijacked by notifications, social media, news, and the relentless noise of the outside world. From the very first moment, they lose grip on their emotions, focus, and soul. Contrast this with the 1% who begin their mornings with unwavering intent. No scrolling, no rushing, no reacting, just stillness, presence, and inner clarity. They don't wake to chaos. They rise in command. They own their mornings, and in doing so, they own their days. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Yet, why do so few live this way? Because most have forgotten that the morning is your kingdom. It's your sacred ground to rule or relinquish. Those who yield to noise, emotions, and chaos chase their day instead of leading it. But those who master their mornings, master their emotions, their choices, and ultimately, their lives. This video is your call to join the 1%, not because you're better than others, but because you refuse to live below your potential. The ancient Stoics didn't just survive their days, they prepared for them. They didn't wait for motivation. They created action. They didn't ask, "What will today give me?" They asked, "What can I bring to today?" In this video, I'll share 7 Stoic morning secrets that few practice, but those who do command their lives entirely. These aren't typical morning hacks. No fluff, no gimmicks, just principles of mind, heart, and spirit rooted in Stoicism. They'll transform your mornings into a sacred time of purpose, deliberate action, and unstoppable momentum. Stay with me, as each point will shift your perspective, revealing why your morning isn't just a time of day. It's the foundation of your freedom. Leave this affirmation in the comments: I master my morning. I master my life. Like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs it. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's begin. Point 1. Rise with discipline, not motivation. Most wait for a spark to act each morning. They think, if I feel inspired, I'll rise early. If I'm in a good mood, I'll exercise, meditate, or plan. But Stoics don't wait. They act regardless of how they feel. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "At dawn, when you struggle to leave your bed, tell yourself, I must go to work as a man." This simple truth holds profound power. Life's purpose isn't to sleep through it, but to live it fully. The first secret of the 1% is they rise with discipline, not mood. They don't argue with themselves or negotiate with the alarm. They simply get up, no drama, no excuses. Why does this matter? Your first morning decision is a vote for the man you'll become. When you hit snooze, you choose a weaker version of yourself. When you rise on time, you choose strength. You're not just waking up, you're forging your identity. That's the heart of Stoicism, living by who you are, not how you feel, especially when the feelings aren't there. This builds inner momentum. Over time, your mind grows stronger than your emotions. Your body obeys your will. Your energy aligns with your purpose, even on days you're tired, anxious, or uninspired. You rise because you promised yourself you would. This self-trust amplifies your strength tenfold. How do you start? Set a fixed wake-up time and guard it like your life depends on it. Never hit snooze. Not even once. When you wake, get up immediately. This signals your body. We move now. Say something powerful aloud. Like, let's go. Today is mine. If you can defeat that weak inner voice at 5 a.m., you can conquer it anywhere. You'll face the world with your first victory already in hand. Most men haven't even opened their eyes yet. Your morning doesn't need to be elaborate, just consistent. Remember, you don't rise because you feel like it, but because that's who you are. Leave this affirmation in the comments. Discipline is my alarm clock. When you wake, who's in control? You or your phone? Notifications, other people's drama. Most men roll over, unlock their screens, and let the world invade instantly. Before their feet hit the floor, their minds are hijacked, scrolling, comparing, reacting. In a moment, they've lost their day. But the resolute do the opposite. They start their day in silence. No music, no messages, no distractions. Just stillness. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish by others about external things. Don't fear silence, making you feel out of step. It's your strength. Your mind is tender in the morning, receptive. What you take in first shapes your mood. If you start with noise, you carry chaos all day. But a few minutes of quiet lets your brain breathe, reset, and focus. What do the strongest men do? They sit up in bed. They close their eyes. They feel their breath. They listen to their thoughts without chasing them. They ask simple yet profound questions. What energy do I want to bring today? What would my best self do this morning? This is what Stoics call proairesis, your inner freedom to choose your response. No matter what the world throws at you, try this tomorrow. Before touching your phone, just sit in stillness. Do nothing. Be with yourself. You'll be amazed at how, over time, you become less reactive, more creative, and more grounded. No matter how chaotic life gets later, you'll move through it like a calm storm because you didn't lose that morning moment, you owned it. Silence isn't empty, it's space for answers, control, and power. Clarity never comes from noise, it rises from within. Leave a comment if you're ready to protect your peace. Silence gives me control. Point 3. Face the day before it begins. Life rarely follows your plan. You may have a schedule, a to-do list, the right mindset, but someone's foolish words, a plan falling apart, traffic, or an email can derail you before 9 a.m. Most men let those moments ruin them, but Stoics anticipate them not out of pessimism, but preparation. An ancient Stoic practice, premeditatio malorum, means contemplating potential hardships in advance. It's not gloomy, it's mental training to face challenges before they strike. Seneca taught, "He who foresees troubles robs them of their power when they arrive." By mentally preparing for difficulties, they don't knock you down when they show up. You handle them like a man who's been through it before, steady and unshaken. The strongest men don't just live through their day, they rehearse it. They visualize what could go wrong, not with frantic worry, but with calm clarity. Someone might interrupt me. I might lose patience in traffic. I could be misunderstood. I may feel tired or unsettled. Then they ask, how will I respond when it happens? Try this simple practice. After your morning silence, ask yourself, what might challenge me today? Which emotions must I master? How would my best self handle that moment? Jot it down or think it through. This is powerful because when life does what it does, you won't freeze or falter. You've rehearsed it. You don't react, you respond with wisdom. That's Stoicism's core, not controlling life, but controlling yourself within it. This mindset gives you a calm that's almost an unfair advantage over others. You enter meetings with poise. You handle delays without rage. You hear criticism without crumbling. You stay composed. That's your strength, not perfection or forced positivity, but preparation because you faced the day before it began. Leave this affirmation in the comments. I am prepared. Don't panic. Point 4. Anchor yourself with a morning Stoic reminder. Every great leader, warrior, and philosopher has something they return to each morning, a core principle, a solid truth, a reminder of who they are. Ordinary men wake up and forget who they want to be. Stoics wake up and remember. Marcus Aurelius wrote daily journals, not to impress others, but to ground his mind. His reflections were personal reminders to live with strength and calm. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is your morning anchor, a truth you repeat daily before the world distracts you. This matters because your identity is fragile each morning. Before emails, opinions, and pressures flood in, you must remind yourself who you are, or the world will decide for you. Men who live with clarity and control use this. They choose a Stoic mantra and repeat it every morning. This isn't just motivation, it's a foundation. It centers you. Examples: I don't control what happens, only how I respond. Today is a gift. I won't waste it on distractions. My focus today is how I carry myself. I live for truth, not to please others. You don't need 100 affirmations, just one truth you live by. Say it aloud. Write it down. Make it your compass. Because if you wake up anxious, scattered, or lost, it's often because your mind lacks direction. It's wandering. But start with clarity. And that clarity builds momentum. You approach every task with purpose. You face challenges with consistency. You stay calm under pressure because your mind isn't guessing, it's anchored. Try this next morning. After waking, sit still and repeat your chosen Stoic truth 5 to 10 times. Say it with conviction. Let it resonate. Don't just speak it, become it. Over time, this becomes your mental armor. On days life shakes you, that reminder pulls you back to strength. If you don't remind yourself who you are each day, the world will confuse you. Don't let that happen. Leave this affirmation in the comments. I anchor my mind in truth. Point 5. Master your mind before the world invades. Your mind is most impressionable in the first hour after waking. Ask yourself, who gets to it first? For most, it's strangers online. Uncontrollable news, meaningless chatter, or opinions that make them feel small. Seneca said a man is only as happy as he persuades himself to be. Instead of letting the world shape you, shape your mind first. This is where Stoic reflection or journaling becomes your most powerful morning tool. Here's how. After your silence and anchor, Spend 5 to 10 minutes writing your thoughts for you alone. Ask yourself, what am I feeling now? What must I let go of? What am I grateful for? Which virtue will I practice today? Patience, courage, discipline. You don't need to write a novel, just a few lines of truth. This creates a private space of self-awareness, where thoughts meet honesty. It reminds you, I control my thoughts. I don't carry yesterday's burdens into today. I don't mimic the world's energy. I bring my own. You'll notice after a few days of this practice, your mind sharpens. You spot your emotional triggers. You react less impulsively. You catch anxiety creeping in and choose wiser thoughts instead. This is how Stoics forge mental strength, not by ignoring emotions, but by observing, understanding, and replacing them with clearer ones. The wisest 1% don't just wake early, they use mornings for real work, mastering their inner world. Because if you don't steer your mind, the world will exploit it against you. You weren't born to be a slave to moods, emotions, or impulses. You were born to lead your mind like a king, rules his kingdom with wisdom, patience, and discipline. Claim your crown each morning. Leave this affirmation in the comments. I lead my mind before the world does. Point 6. Move your body to ignite your mind. Stoics knew body and mind are inseparable. When your body is idle, your mind weakens. When your body is alert and strong, your mind rises with it. That's why the sharpest men never start their day without movement. Not for perfect abs or to show off, but because moving is the first act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius asked, "Were you born just to stay warm under blankets?" This isn't judgment, it's a call to rise and act. You don't need 2 hours of exercise to excel. You need momentum. You need motion. You need to tell your brain, we weren't made to rest, we were made to lead. Why is morning movement so powerful? It transforms your state instantly. Blood flows. Your heart pumps. Energy surges. Your self-image sharpens. The fog in your mind clears. That weak voice urging you to stay in bed fades away. Stoics saw physical movement as a forge for the will. Epictetus taught that discipline in the body builds discipline in the soul. Your first push-ups, stretches, or even a cold shower aren't just exercise, they're declarations. You're saying, I do hard things, even when I don't want to. That's self-leadership. That's mastery. Most men train for comfort, for weakness, then wonder why their lives feel frail. Here's your challenge. Every morning, move your body for just 10 minutes. Stretch, do push-ups, jump, walk in silence, splash cold water on your face, or take a cold shower. It doesn't need to be intense, just intentional. Your body isn't a side note in this journey. It's your vessel of discipline. When you train it each morning, you step into life untouchable. Having conquered something before breakfast, leave this affirmation in the comments. I act with discipline. I conquer my day. The final secret of the emotionally strong 1% isn't what they do, it's who they become. Each morning, before facing the world, they rehearse the man they want to be. This isn't pretense, it's living with purpose. Stoics call it living according to nature, aligned with your values, reason, and highest self. Seneca said, "Life isn't short, we waste so much of it." Wasting time isn't just endless scrolling or videos, it's living without direction, reacting to circumstances instead of thinking clearly, being pulled along instead of leading. The 1% ask themselves each morning, how will my best self act today? Picture yourself walking into work or a meeting with calm confidence. Imagine staying composed in conflict, choosing patience where you'd usually snap, speaking with clarity and strength. This sets a mental blueprint, a rehearsal for the real performance. Most men get swept up in the world's energy. Stoics create their own. They step into chaos with calm, meet aggression with strength, face fear with action. They don't fake it. They've trained it every morning. Over time, your identity hardens like stone. You become unshakable, truthful, purposeful. You don't just have good mornings, you build a great life. Others dismiss mornings as nothing. The wise know they're everything. How you wake shapes your mindset, mood, momentum, and meaning. If you don't master your morning, someone else will take the reins. If you don't control your early thoughts, chaos will. If you don't forge discipline before sunrise, life will do it for you, and it won't be kind. Stoics aren't just philosophers, they're warriors of the mind. They don't waste time. They don't squander mornings. They live with deliberate repetition, reminding themselves daily what matters, who they are, and how to act, no matter what life brings. Let's recap the 7 secrets of the 1%. 1. Rise with discipline, not motivation. 2. Conquer the first hour in silence. 3. Face the day before it starts. 4. Anchor yourself with a Stoic reminder. 5. Master your mind before the world invades. 6. Move your body to ignite your mind. 7. Practice becoming the man you aspire to be. These aren't tricks, they're tools for transformation. Don't try them all at once. Start small, but start today. One morning shift can change your life's trajectory. You don't need perfection, just awareness. True awareness of your values, actions, and purpose. Let today be the last day you wake up like everyone else, and the first day you rise like the 1%. Like this video. Comment the truth that hit you hardest. Share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe. More Stoic wisdom is coming. Leave this final affirmation in the comments. I rise as the 1%. I lead my life with Stoic strength.